Alright, we've got the Marvel Legends Series X-Men 97 Sentinel. It's 22 inches of robot fighting power, so let's get into it. Well, you know, I love the big figs, and this is another awesome Marvel Legends figure made by Hasbro. X-Men 97 Sentinel figure, and he looks a little different than some of the other Sentinel figures that have been made in the past, and there's a reason for that. And we're going to unbox this guy, and we're going to get into why he looks the way he does. Alright, so let's take a look at the packaging real quick here. Here you got all the characters. This is very reminiscent of the X-Men animated series that came out in 92, I think, and ran until like 97. It's a pretty cool visual here of all the various X-Men 97 figures. I got some of these. Yeah, it's cool that they've incorporated them there, so giving some suggestions. Yeah, just some really nice packaging. They've done a really good job with the packaging. So this figure is based off the X-Men 97 cartoon that came out in 2024, which is a continuation of the X-Men animated series that first came out in 1992. Now, this animation is actually pretty new. It's been on Disney Plus for a couple years now, and it's gotten some pretty good reviews. It's actually a pretty good show if you get a chance. It's definitely worth a watch, especially if you were a fan of the X-Men animated series that was out in the 90s. It's a continuation of that. So it's a pretty cool show. Alright, let's just get him out of this big bag, I guess. Whoops. Don't worry, I put his head back on. Fail on that sucker. Alright. Oh, we gotta edit that, huh? Alright, so I put him back in the box here. Let's take a look at some of the other pieces that come with them. Seen this in some of the images. I actually really like this sort of damaged face plate. Sentinels get beat up a bit. I think I'll probably switch that one out. This looks like a different, probably a more damaged. Okay, some different. Well, that's cool. It's like damaged with like wires hanging out of it. I think it goes over this guy. And then, oh, right. There's some battle damage there. I like that they included these blasts. I love these things. They're so cool. Look at these cool blast elements. These are some of the nicest ones I've seen. Those are really cool. I love those because then you can recreate like a battle scene and stuff. That's cool. And they've got, you know, probably these connect to some of those, so you get that animated style, which I think is really cool. So, you know, that's pretty much it. I will do like a swap out with some of this stuff, but that's what it comes with. Big Sentinel, different damaged helmet here, different faceplate, couple different chest pieces. Still fun. I think this guy will be a lot of fun. Alright, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this guy. Get him out of the box here. Pull all the accessories out. I mean, he was already out of the box, and I put him back in just so we could see see him with the accessories all together. I did notice that this is not plastic, and a lot of the other previous large-scale stuff was either foam, was like a styrofoam, or a plastic. So it's kind of cool to see this be this molded, recyclable material. Who knows if that'll stay? Hasbro's kind of off and on on the recycling, but whatever. All right. So, couple things. It's got the very articulated hands. Okay. So he's got some really nice ratchet joints. Very similar to some of the other HasLab stuff. I mean, one of the things with this style is you could sort of be led to believe that he's a little bit cheaper, but it's this animated style. The colors are really solid. There's not a lot of like textures. He's supposed to be in keeping with the animated series. All right, so I just want to give you a little bit more of a close-up of this figure. There is detail here, like the chest piece has some cool detail in there. I really love those blast elements, but the finish is actually, you get a good close look at it. It's actually really nice. It has a really smooth sort of animated feel. I love the jets on the bottom of the feet. I think that's just a cool addition. They do it a lot, but it still is cool. This guy is actually pretty cool figure. I think you need to take a closer look at him. That's why I wanted to do this in a larger scale for you guys. So anyway, we'll just go through. He's got, articulation on his head. It's pretty cool. This little head cap comes off, and then you can replace it with the damaged one. So, I don't know if this lines up somewhere. Guessing it's like that. There it goes. Which I kind of like the damaged, the cracked, battle damaged. I'll probably want to just do this. Guessing it comes out this way. It's kind of like working on a real robot, Maybe not. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, I just zoomed this in a little bit more. So take the faceplate out, snap this guy in there, and then you put the damaged head on there, and you got your messed up Sentinel. I kind of like him messed up a little bit. Right. And we got these pieces it comes with. So we're gonna stick that in here. I like the wires. I think that's cool, even though I don't know where the wires go, but it's it's like an old TV show kind of thing going on. I love these things. I don't know. I always love these other elements. I think this is just really cool, really well done. I'm gonna get the centerpiece on it. It's like a Christmas ornament. I gotta get this guy. Alright, so it goes like that, and then You stick it in the hand. Obviously, he's not gonna. That's pretty cool, right?
The design of this animated series was based on a series of X-Men comics made by Jim Lee in 1990. So a lot of that artistic style actually originated from Lee's artwork. Not only did the animated series follow the look of the comics, but the story as well. It's the first time an animated series followed the comics so closely overall, which contributed to its success.
Okay, I think it comes with these other pieces. I think this piece can go in and then snap on it's like a blast. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just one or the other. It's really hard to know with these things sometimes. So this one. Could be like a really long blast. It's good for battle scenes. You know, if you want to create battle scenes with these guys, I think that's fun. Get some of the other X-Men 97 guys. I think he's really cool. I think it's pretty awesome. Now, is he as cool as Galactus? No, I don't think so. But it's a different category, you know. It's based on an animated figure, so I think it's really cool.
Now, if you don't know who Jim Lee is, that's okay. He's absolutely a comic book legend and was part of the team set to revive the X-Men in the comics in the 1990s. It was called X-Men Volume 2, and #1 was and still is the best-selling comic of all time, with sales of over 8.1 million copies and nearly $7 million. There were 5 different variant covers with Jim Lee's artwork that drove a lot of the collectability. He also redesigned all of the X-Men, including the Sentinels, while still maintaining a classic look. Lee's artwork was the key to the success of these comics and hence the animated series it was built on. So why does this Sentinel look the way he does? Well, it was Jim Lee's interpretation of the Sentinels that was pretty much replicated in both the animated series from his works in the comics. This figure is a direct interpretation of Jim Lee's Sentinel, and I think that is pretty damn cool.
I think he's a really cool figure. I hope you like him as well. I think there's a lot of cool features about him and the connection to some of the animated series. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks so much for watching.